Dr. Ethan Carter adjusted his glasses and looked across the sleek, metallic corridor of the space station. This was the first official human-alien medical exchange program, and he had been chosen to be the lead xenobiologist. His stomach fluttered with a mix of excitement and nerves. Humans had worked with alien species before, but this was different. The Lyrians, one of the most technologically advanced species in the galaxy, were here on a peaceful mission. At the center of the delegation stood Lyra. She was tall, taller than most humans, with long limbs that seemed almost elegant in their movements. Her skin glowed faintly, patterned with bioluminescent markings that shifted color depending on her emotions. Her eyes were large, intelligent, and filled with curiosity. Ethan had seen images and reports before, but nothing compared to the presence of a living Lyrian standing just a few meters away. Lyra tilted her head, observing him with a mixture of skepticism and interest. She raised a long, graceful hand. "You are the human doctor." Her voice was musical but had a soft, questioning tone. Ethan gave a small smile and nodded. "Yes, I'm Dr. Ethan Carter. I'll be performing the human medical demonstrations today. I promise it will be safe and informative." Lyra's eyes scanned the human medical instruments laid out on a nearby table. There were scanners, probes, and devices Ethan had used countless times, but to Lyra, they probably looked crude, even primitive. She stepped closer, examining each one with fascination. "You use these devices?" she asked, pointing to a handheld scanner. Her tone suggested disbelief. "On your bodies, and it works?" Ethan chuckled softly. "Yes, it might look simple, but each tool has a purpose. Humans are a bit unusual biologically, so our methods are adapted to fit our physiology." Lyra's glowing patterns shifted and she leaned slightly forward. "Unusual? How so?" Ethan gestured toward a nearby chair. "Well, if you're willing, I can show you." Lyra hesitated for a moment. The concept of volunteering for a medical demonstration in a foreign species, hands, was probably unusual for her, but her curiosity won. She stepped forward gracefully, allowing Ethan to guide her to a comfortable examination platform. "Do not worry," Ethan reassured her. "Everything I do is safe. I will explain each step." Lyra's glowing markings flickered nervously. "Explain, yes, that I like. Humans often act strangely, but your purpose seems logical." Ethan smiled at her comment. "You might find some human habits strange, too, once you learn more about us." He picked up the handheld scanner. "This device will allow me to see your vital signs. It's painless and non-invasive. All I need to do is touch it to your legs briefly." Lyra's eyes widened and a brighter hue of light pulsed across her skin. "You really use that on my legs?" Her tone was both alarmed and amused. "Yes," Ethan said gently, showing her the small scanner. "It reads heart rate, circulation, and muscle condition. Nothing harmful at all." Lyra watched him carefully, then nodded slowly. "Very well, but human methods seem bold." Ethan gently placed the scanner against her long leg. Lyra jumped slightly, as if the touch was more intimate than she expected. The scanner beeped softly, displaying a stream of data on a nearby monitor. "You see," Ethan said, "simple, effective, safe." Lyra's patterns shifted, a mixture of glowing purple and green that Ethan interpreted as curiosity mixed with caution. "Fascinating. Your species is resilient, it seems. I expected more fragility." Ethan smiled. "That's part of what makes humans interesting. We appear fragile at first glance, but our bodies endure a lot." Lyra relaxed slightly, though she continued watching his every movement. "I want to learn more," she said, her voice softening. "Tell me, why does this work? How is your anatomy constructed for such procedures?" Ethan took a deep breath. This was his opportunity to teach. "Humans have a skeletal system that supports our bodies in many environments, and our muscles are adaptable to different activities. Our skin is sensitive but resilient. Even though we appear vulnerable, our systems are designed to repair and recover efficiently. That's why these procedures, which seem simple, are effective." Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed again, this time slowly, almost thoughtfully. "Your resilience, it is different from Lyrians. We are fragile in comparison. Our technology often protects us from our own weaknesses." "That's what makes it interesting," Ethan replied. "Humans rely on adaptability, intelligence, and simple tools. Even with minimal technology, we survive and thrive." Lyra tilted her head. "Adaptability, that is admirable. Tell me more." Ethan moved to the next tool, a reflex hammer used to check nerve responses. Lyra watched him carefully, her eyes tracking every movement. When he tapped gently on her knees, she flinched slightly and laughed softly. So small, yet effective, I am surprised. Ethan explained each test, drawing parallels to Lyrian physiology. This test shows how your nervous system responds. In humans, reflexes are quick and precise. It helps us understand your muscle and nerve health. Lyra's patterns shimmered in a bright green, indicating amusement. I did not think your species had such reactions. In Lyrians, we are more controlled. Humans are unpredictable. Ethan laughed. Unpredictable, yes, but that unpredictability can be an advantage. You never know how humans might solve a problem. Lyra leaned forward slightly, curiosity overriding her initial caution. I wish to volunteer for a full demonstration. I want to see human procedures in action on my body. Ethan nodded, careful to maintain professionalism. We will proceed slowly, step by step. I will explain everything. As the examination continued, Ethan showed her how human devices measured blood pressure, oxygen levels, and heart activity. Lyra's reactions were a mixture of wonder, humor, and occasional alarm. When he used a stethoscope to listen to her chest, she jumped and asked, "This touches me directly." "Yes," Ethan said gently. "It allows me to hear your heart and lungs, nothing painful, just listening." Lyra's markings pulsed with soft blue and yellow, a mixture of nervousness and curiosity. "Your methods, they are strange, yet they have a logic I can appreciate." Ethan smiled. "That's what makes human medicine special. It may look simple, but it works." Throughout the examination, Ethan carefully explained every detail, using analogies to Lyrian biology where possible. Lyra listened intently, occasionally asking questions about human anatomy. She was particularly fascinated by the human circulatory system and how it adapted to different stresses and environments. "You humans endure much," she said finally. "Your bodies are remarkable. I expected more weakness, but you are strong in unexpected ways." Ethan nodded. Strength is not always visible. Sometimes it's in how we adapt, recover, and keep going despite challenges. Lyra's patterns shimmered warmly. "I understand. This, human resilience, it is admirable. I wish my people could learn more from you." The rest of the morning passed with gentle humor and steady curiosity. Lyra asked questions about human healing, nutrition, and recovery. She even shared a little about Lyrian biology, explaining how their bodies required precise environmental conditions to maintain health. Ethan listened with fascination, realizing how much humans and Lyrians differed, and how much could be learned from each other. By midday, Lyra was visibly relaxed, though still fascinated by every tool and procedure. She had laughed at the reflex tests, marveled at the scanners, and occasionally jumped at minor touches, but her curiosity had driven her through every step. "You humans, you are strange yet admirable," she said finally. "I see now why your species thrives in ways I did not expect. Your bodies, your minds, both resilient." Ethan smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "That's the beauty of human biology. We may seem fragile, but we endure, adapt, and innovate. And we are still learning every day." Lyra's glowing markings pulsed softly, almost thoughtfully. "I want to see more, teach me more. There is much to understand." Ethan nodded. "We will. This is only the beginning. Tomorrow, we will explore more advanced procedures, and I will show you how humans handle more challenging medical situations." Lyra's eyes sparkled with anticipation. "I look forward to it. Perhaps humans are not as simple as I thought." As the first session concluded, Ethan felt a sense of awe, not just at Lyra's presence, but at the growing understanding between species. Humans had much to learn, but the same was true for Lyrians. And through this exchange, both could gain insight, respect, and perhaps even admiration. Lyra stood and stretched, her long limbs graceful and elegant. "Tomorrow, then," she said, "I will see these human methods again. I am curious." Ethan smiled, careful not to let his excitement show too much. "Tomorrow, we will go deeper. You'll see the full range of human medical capability, and maybe even understand why humans endure so much." Lyra's patterns shimmered in soft gold and green, a sign Ethan had learned meant contentment mixed with curiosity. "I am ready," she said softly. "I will see what humans can do." And with that, the first day of their medical exchange ended, leaving both human and alien with a sense of anticipation, humor, and newfound respect. Ethan knew that the next sessions would be more challenging, but also more revealing. Humans were resilient, adaptable, and clever, and Lyra would soon witness that in ways she could never have imagined. As he watched her walk away, her bioluminescent patterns glowing softly in the artificial light of the station, Ethan felt a quiet pride. Humans might seem ordinary, even fragile, but in the eyes of a species like the Lyrians, they were extraordinary. And this was only the beginning. The next day, the examination room felt different. The metallic walls, the soft hum of the space station, and the array of human medical instruments created an atmosphere both clinical and intriguing. Lyra arrived early, her tall frame moving with a fluid grace, bioluminescent patterns glowing faintly in anticipation. Ethan greeted her with a warm smile, sensing her curiosity and a hint of excitement. "Good morning, Lyra," he said. "Are you ready for today's session?" Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed a gentle green, indicating her eagerness. "Yes, human doctor, I wish to see more." Yesterday's procedures, they were enlightening. Today, I want to observe more advanced techniques. Ethan nodded and gestured toward a new set of instruments laid out on the table. These were more specialized, designed for deeper diagnostic work. Among them was a small, handheld medical laser used for tissue analysis and non-invasive imaging. Lyra's eyes widened as she noticed it. "You are really using that on your patients?" she asked, her voice a mixture of disbelief and fascination. "It seems dangerous." Ethan shook his head gently. "It looks more intimidating than it is. This laser is completely safe when used correctly. It can scan tissues and detect irregularities without causing harm. I thought you might find it interesting." Lyra tilted her head, her glowing patterns flickering with curiosity. "Interesting, yes, yet it seems bold. Humans, you do not fear the unknown?" Ethan smiled. "We respect it, but we do not fear it. Understanding comes from exploration and careful observation. That is how humans learn and survive." Lyra considered this for a moment, her eyes narrowing slightly as if evaluating his words. Then, with a soft nod, she agreed. "Very well, I will participate. Show me this human procedure." Ethan began by explaining the purpose of the laser, demonstrating on a synthetic limb first. The small beam moved smoothly, scanning and highlighting areas of the artificial tissue. Lyra leaned in, her eyes tracking every movement, her bioluminescent patterns shifting from curious blue to bright yellow as she absorbed the demonstration. "You see," Ethan said, placing the laser near her legs. "This will read tissue density and detect any anomalies. It is non-invasive and completely safe." Lyra flinched slightly as the light touched her skin. "You are really using that on my legs?" she asked, a tone of alarm mixed with fascination. "It glows strangely, and it touches me directly. Strange humans," Ethan chuckled softly. "Yes, strange perhaps, but effective." The scan completed quickly and data appeared on the nearby monitor. Lyra's glowing patterns flickered in rapid succession, signaling surprise. "Fascinating," she said. "Your species, your bodies, they are remarkable. I expected more fragility, yet you endure and adapt." Ethan nodded. "That is human biology in action. We may look ordinary, but we are resilient, and our tools, though simple, help us understand our bodies and maintain health." Lyra studied the screen, then turned to Ethan. "Tell me, why does your species trust such small devices? Lyrians rely on complex technology for even minor procedures." "Humans often rely on intelligence and adaptability," Ethan explained. "We design tools that are simple, efficient, and versatile. Even with minimal technology, we can solve problems and survive extreme conditions. That's one reason our species endures challenges better than expected." Lyra nodded slowly, her glowing patterns shifting to a thoughtful purple. "Adaptability, yes, that is admirable. I wish my people could understand this quality more deeply." Ethan smiled. "It is one of the things that makes humans unique. Our bodies can adjust, recover, and endure. We may appear vulnerable, but our physiology and ingenuity give us strength." The next procedure involved testing Lyra's reflexes and response to stimuli, but this time Ethan introduced a challenge. He gently tapped a small device against her leg that emitted a minor vibration to simulate human reflex tests. Lyra's eyes widened and she jumped slightly at the sensation. "This is odd," she exclaimed. "Your species, you respond to small impacts and stimuli differently. Curious." Ethan explained how the human nervous system reacts quickly to unexpected stimuli, protecting the body from injury. "Humans have evolved to react efficiently," he said. "Reflexes are one way we survive dangers that come quickly or unexpectedly." Lyra's glowing patterns shifted rapidly, signaling both surprise and amusement. You humans, unpredictable and yet effective, fascinating combination. As the session continued, Ethan introduced a more interactive exercise. He asked Lyra to attempt a minor human physical task, a simple balance test. He placed a small platform and asked her to step on it, monitoring her posture and stability. Lyra, with her long, elegant limbs, moved with surprising precision. You humans have balance, remarkable, she observed. Your skeletal structure and muscle coordination, adaptive in ways I did not anticipate. Ethan nodded. Humans endure more environmental variation than most species. Our bodies compensate for uneven terrain, rapid movements, and unexpected forces. That's why simple tools can provide valuable insights. Our resilience lies in both mind and body. Lyra's eyes brightened, her bioluminescent patterns swirling in shades of green and gold. I am learning humans are not as ordinary as I imagined. You combine cleverness with resilience. That is impressive. Encouraged by her curiosity, Ethan moved to a device designed to measure circulation and oxygen levels. As he applied the non-invasive sensors to her legs, Lyra pulled back slightly. You place that on me as well? She asked, a mix of alarm and curiosity in her tone. It is strange yet not harmful. Yes, Ethan replied gently. It monitors blood flow and oxygenation. It allows us to understand how your body functions under normal conditions. It's safe and it doesn't hurt. Lyra's glowing patterns shifted softly to a calm blue. Your method's human bold, yet there is logic. I understand more each moment. During the procedure, an unexpected event occurred. Lyra's bioluminescent patterns reacted unusually to the sensors, creating interference in the readings. Ethan paused, analyzing the data carefully. It seems your body interacts with human instruments differently than I anticipated, he said. Not dangerous, but interesting. I need to adjust my methods slightly. Lyra tilted her head, intrigued. Adjustment, human adaptability. You adapt in real time. Clever, this I like. Ethan carefully recalibrated the devices, ensuring accurate readings while keeping Lyra comfortable. The experience highlighted human problem-solving, creativity, and patience. Despite the initial surprise, Lyra expressed admiration for his calm and methodical approach. You humans, inventive. I see now why your species survives so many challenges, Lyra said softly. Your minds and your bodies resilient. Ethan smiled. That's the point of this exchange, to show both our biology and our ingenuity. Humans may appear ordinary, but we endure, adapt, and create solutions. That's our strength. Lyra's gaze softened, her glowing patterns shifting to warm tones. I am beginning to understand humans are more remarkable than I imagined. Your resilience and your cleverness, impressive. The remainder of the session focused on comparing human and Lyrian physiology. Ethan explained the unique aspects of human muscles, bones, and circulation, while Lyra offered insights into Lyrian biology. The exchange was mutual, with humor and wonder punctuating the conversation. At one point, Lyra laughed softly at a reflex test, admitting, Your species, sometimes unpredictable, sometimes amusing, yet your methods effective. Ethan chuckled. Unpredictability can be useful. It keeps us adaptable, and a little humor helps too. By the end of the session, Lyra was visibly relaxed and even enthusiastic. She had experienced the human medical tools firsthand, learned about human resilience, and begun to appreciate the subtle strengths of a species that seemed ordinary on the surface but was extraordinary beneath. You humans, I respect your bodies. I respect your methods, Lyra said, her glow pulsating gently. There is much to learn from your species, Ethan nodded, and there is much we can learn from you as well. This exchange is just the beginning. Lyra smiled softly, a warm glow spreading across her patterns. Tomorrow, I wish to see even more, perhaps even your full range of procedures. Humans, resilient, clever, intriguing. Ethan felt a quiet sense of pride. Humans might appear fragile, but to an alien like Lyra, they were extraordinary. The bond of understanding and respect was growing, and he knew that the next session would reveal even more about human ingenuity, resilience, and adaptability. As Lyra left the room, her tall frame moving with elegant grace, Ethan reflected on the day. The combination of curiosity, humor, and careful demonstration had opened her mind. Humans were not just survivors. They were clever, inventive, and capable of earning the admiration of even the most advanced alien species. He prepared the instruments for the next day, anticipating more advanced demonstrations. There would be more challenges, more humor, and more moments of mutual discovery. But he was ready. Humans were resilient, and he knew that Lyra would continue to be impressed, not just by the tools, but by the ingenuity and adaptability that defined their species. The medical exchange was proving to be more than a scientific exercise. It was a bridge between species, a lesson in respect, and a testament to the extraordinary capabilities of humanity. And for Ethan, that was the most rewarding discovery of all. The next morning, the medical chamber felt alive with anticipation. Ethan had arranged the room differently this time, preparing for a full human physiological demonstration. Lyra entered gracefully, her bioluminescent patterns glowing softly with anticipation. She had already participated in 2 sessions, and her curiosity had only grown. Today, she wanted to see the full range of human biology in action. "Good morning, Lyra," Ethan said warmly. "Today we'll explore human physiology more deeply. Are you ready?" Lyra's patterns pulsed in shades of blue and gold, a sign Ethan had learned indicated both curiosity and excitement. "Yes, I wish to understand humans fully. Your species extraordinary, yet I see there is much more to learn." Ethan gestured toward a new set of instruments and displays. There were devices for monitoring blood flow, oxygen levels, muscular response, and even a small treadmill for endurance testing. "We'll start slowly and go step by step," he said. "Nothing will be harmful, I promise." Lyra stepped onto the examination platform, observing every detail. Her gaze lingered on the treadmill and her glowing patterns shifted slightly. "You actually test endurance with movement." "Fascinating, your species adapts through activity, not just technology." "Yes," Ethan said. "Our bodies are designed to endure various conditions. Physical activity is one way we maintain health and resilience." He began with the non-invasive sensors on her arms and legs, measuring blood flow, oxygen levels, and pulse. Lyra watched intently, occasionally asking questions about the readings. "Your circulation efficient," she said, her tone thoughtful. "Humans endure harsh environments without constant support. Your species, resilient." Ethan nodded. "We may appear delicate, but our bodies recover and adapt quickly. That's part of why humans can survive in extreme situations. It's not just strength, it's endurance, adaptability, and recovery." Lyra tilted her head, her patterns flickering rapidly with interest. "I see humans are designed for survival in ways my people are not. We rely heavily on technology. You endure naturally." "Exactly," Ethan said. "And that's why simple tools can reveal so much about our physiology. Even basic procedures can show resilience and efficiency." Next, Ethan introduced a more interactive exercise. He asked Lyra to walk on the treadmill at a slow pace while he monitored her vitals. Lyra hesitated at first, unsure how her alien physiology would respond to a human form of exercise. But as she moved, her patterns shimmered in shades of green, showing both curiosity and approval. "You adapt quickly," Ethan observed. "Even though this is unusual for your species, your body responds well." Lyra's patterns shifted to a soft gold. "Adaptation fascinating." "Humans clever. Your species relies on body and mind together. I did not anticipate such balance." Ethan smiled. "That balance is one of our strengths. We endure through both ingenuity and biology." After the treadmill exercise, Ethan demonstrated the human muscular system in action. Using sensors, he showed how different muscles contracted and relaxed during various movements. Lyra watched with awe, fascinated by the complexity and efficiency. "Your muscles, coordinated, responsive, adaptable," she said softly. "Humans, capable of precision and strength together. We Lyrians rely more on tools than on physical endurance." Ethan explained how human muscles worked with the nervous system to protect the body and allow quick reactions. He performed a simple reflex demonstration, tapping lightly on her legs while explaining how humans respond to sudden stimuli. Lyra flinched slightly at first, then observed the logic behind the reaction. "Clever, reflexes, protective yet efficient. Your species, remarkable." Next, Ethan focused on human respiratory and cardiovascular systems. He demonstrated how the heart and lungs work together to maintain oxygen flow, showing her real-time data on a monitor. Lyra's eyes widened as she saw the efficiency of human circulation, and how humans adapted to changes in activity and environment. You humans, your endurance, it is extraordinary. I did not expect such efficiency from what appears to be fragile anatomy, she said, her voice full of genuine admiration. Ethan nodded. We may appear ordinary, but our systems are resilient. We recover quickly, adapt to challenges, and maintain balance. That is human ingenuity and biology combined. Lyra studied the readings carefully, fascinated by the way simple human tools could reveal so much. Your methods minimalistic, yet effective. I understand now why humans survive challenges without constant reliance on advanced technology. Your bodies, clever, resourceful, enduring. Ethan then moved to a demonstration of human skeletal strength. Using non-invasive imaging, he showed Lyra the structure of human bones, their ability to endure stress, and how they repaired after injury. Lyra's glowing patterns pulsed brightly, showing her amazement. Humans, resilient, she said softly. Your skeletons, flexible, strong, adaptive. I underestimated your species. We Lyrians, fragile in comparison. Humans, extraordinary. Ethan smiled, pleased at her reaction. We have evolved to endure. Our bones, muscles, and systems work together to help us survive in varied environments. It's not just strength, it's adaptation and ingenuity. Lyra nodded slowly, her patterns glowing with warm tones. I see now, humans are designed for survival. Your resilience, your cleverness, impressive. The session continued with a final demonstration: human pain tolerance and recovery. Ethan explained how humans could endure discomfort and recover quickly, illustrating with safe, controlled stimuli on a training model. Lyra observed, fascinated by the subtle ways humans managed stress, injury, and recovery. You humans, capable of enduring and adapting, your species remarkable, she said. I see now why humans thrive even in harsh conditions. Your strength, not just physical but mental and adaptive as well. Ethan concluded the session by reviewing the data and explaining the significance of each demonstration. Lyra listened intently, absorbing every detail. She asked insightful questions, showing that her understanding of humans had deepened beyond curiosity into respect. Your species, I respect humans now, Lyra said finally. Your bodies, your minds, your resilience, I underestimated your capabilities. You endure, adapt, and thrive, extraordinary. Ethan felt a quiet pride. Humans may appear fragile, but we are resilient. Our ingenuity, adaptability, and endurance define us. That is something other species, even advanced ones, can admire. Lyra's bioluminescent patterns glowed softly, a sign of thoughtful reflection. This exchange, valuable. I have learned much. Human resilience, your cleverness, admirable. I wish my people could see this as I do now. Ethan nodded. Perhaps one day they will. That's part of what this exchange is for: mutual understanding, respect, and learning from each other. Lyra's glow shifted to a calm green, signaling satisfaction. I wish to continue learning. Humans, capable, clever, enduring, I respect your species. The session ended, and Lyra stepped down from the platform, moving with her elegant grace. Ethan watched her, noting how much had changed in just 3 sessions. Her curiosity had turned into admiration, her skepticism into understanding. Humans, who might seem ordinary at first glance, had revealed themselves as extraordinary through resilience, adaptability, and ingenuity. As they walked together to the observation deck overlooking the station's atrium, Lyra spoke softly. Ethan, your species, impressive. I underestimated humans, our biology delicate, reliant on tools, yours enduring, clever, resourceful. I am grateful for this learning. Ethan smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. I'm glad you see that. Humans have much to offer, not just to your species, but to the galaxy. Our resilience and adaptability are traits worth sharing and respecting. Lyra nodded, her patterns pulsing in soft gold and green. I will tell my people, humans not ordinary, resilient, clever, enduring. Extraordinary. As she departed for the day, Ethan reflected on the sessions. What began as a routine medical demonstration had become a bridge between species, a lesson in respect, and a celebration of human capability. Humans were more than their appearance, more than their simple tools. They were a species capable of endurance, adaptation, and ingenuity that could earn admiration even from the most advanced civilizations. Ethan knew that Lyra would leave with a lasting respect for humans, and he felt proud that he had helped demonstrate not just medical science, but the essence of human resilience. The HFY truth was clear. Humans were extraordinary not because of technology alone, but because of their biology, their mind, and their unyielding spirit. As the day ended, Lyra turned once more to Ethan, her bioluminescent patterns glowing warmly. "Thank you, human doctor. I have learned more than I imagined. Your species truly remarkable." Ethan nodded. "It was my pleasure, and thank you, Lyra, for your curiosity and trust. Humans endure, adapt, and innovate. That is something worth sharing." Lyra gave a small bow, a gesture of respect. "I will remember this: human resilience, cleverness, and endurance. Extraordinary." And with that, the medical exchange concluded, leaving both human and alien with a profound understanding of one another. Humans were not fragile. They were strong, resourceful, and resilient. They could endure what others could not, adapt when needed, and inspire admiration across the stars. The HFY story of humanity's strength and ingenuity had been proven, quietly, effectively, and with lasting impact. The bond formed between Ethan and Lyra was more than professional. It was a testament to the respect and understanding that could emerge when two very different species came together to learn, to observe, and to admire. And for Ethan, that was the most rewarding discovery of all. Humans were extraordinary, and now even Lyra knew it.